Today on What It's Like, 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. Picture this, you just saw a totally groovy car at the local car show that you've never seen before. So when you get home, or to the toilet, whichever one comes first, you vigorously type in the search box for the car that you just witnessed. Every title you click on has the car, but just some bloke walking around the car with music. We feature the classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars that most channels just don't give the time of day. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1950 Plymouth is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania. For those of you that are not familiar with Classic Auto Mall, it is the largest automotive consignment dealership in the northeastern region of the US of A, with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. And get this, anybody can go there. It doesn't cost anything to get in. For more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, click the link below after this show. 1950 Plymouth could be had in 3 series, and I'm going to try to break it down for you, boy, because it's a bit confusing. They offered the Deluxe, which rode a 111-inch wheelbase, and then they offered another Deluxe that rode a 118.5-inch wheelbase. And to think, they could have named the base Deluxe anything. They could have named it Special. They could have named it anything that they wanted to, but they decided to name it Deluxe. And I wonder if Duran Duran took notes from this and named their band the same just because they liked the name or something. They liked it so much they named it twice. Anyway, the 118.5-inch wheelbase could be had in the Deluxe and the Special Deluxe. Special for base model would have been perfect. Anyway, Special Deluxe could be had as a convertible, a woody wagon, 4-door sedan, and the Club Coupe. 1950 saw a mild facelift, so let's compare the 49 and 50. 49 on top, 50 on the bottom, starting in the front. Same overall shape, but still retains that stodgy vibe Chrysler really liked during this time period. It's absolutely amazing what a different grille will do to the look of the car. Bumpers have also been revised, bigger turn signals, added crest, and different hood ornaments. Moving to the side profile, I apologize, the 49, the one on top, it looks to be a bit customized, but sometimes it's really hard to find the pictures or the angles that you really want to get. Anyway, the side trim looks to be a little bit wider on the 50. Look at the rocker trim. It looks to be slightly wider, but it also looks to be in one piece, or perhaps maybe it just fits together better. The 49 has 2 distinctive pieces, the rocker trim and a distinctive gravel guard, whereas on the 50 it looks like it's just one piece. Gas filler cap was moved to the driver's side on the 1950 model. On to the rear. In the rear quarter section, taillights have been totally revised and positioned lower without the fins. Bumpers do not have the ripple effect. Moving inside to take a look at the dash, and as you can tell by these 2 pictures, they're very similar. Before moving on to specs, funny story. So when I was researching this car, my wife came up behind me and she's like, "Ooh, I really like that car," and pointed to the 50 Plymouth. And I was like, "Really? That car? Out of all of the cars that I've done so far, you like that one the most?" And I tried turning her on to cars that I like a 37 Packard 115 or a 120. Right now, for whatever reason, I have a really big thing for the Chrysler Airflow. The reason I'm sharing that story is there is hope for the younger generations to pick up on these classic cars. Just don't lose hope. We got to get more younger people in this car hobby. All right, on to the specs. 192.6 inches long. It rides a wheelbase of 118.5 inches. It weighs 3,040 pounds. Price, $1,600, which is equivalent to you spending $19,861.91 in the year 2022. That is equivalent of buying a brand new 2023 Nissan Sentra. Total 1950 Plymouth production was 610,954 units, of which Special Deluxe was 350,290 units. Total Club Coupe, 99,361 units. Moving on to engines. Only one engine on offer. 218 cubic inch displacement, flathead 6, 3.6 liters. It's good for 97 horsepower at 3,600 RPM. Could not find a torque figure. Bore of 3.3 inches, stroke of 4.4 inches, compression 7-to-1. Features 4 main bearings. When mated to a 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 18.4 seconds. Theoretical top speed 83 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption is 15.4 miles to the gallon. Let's talk styling. Look at how the fender sits down just a wee bit lower than the hood. The hood is kind of like pushed up into this bulge region. Comes into a point down here and says Plymouth nice and proud on the nose. Check out the hood ornament. A lot of design went into making something special like that. Look at how this all comes into a point. It almost looks like a bird. Bird's body's here, wings flapping from the top down. When you look at it straight on, it doesn't look like that. Perspective is key. Bumpers wrap around into the wheel well, which is typical for cars from this era. I love how this trim piece here like curves in. You see these lines coming back, and it tapers into the door right here. Also check out down here. It's got nice bright work down here, and this is Plymouth, so this is base model, base brand I should say. Gravel guards there, fender bulge, gas filler is on the driver's side. Look at how this comes back and how this comes down. Inside, just notice how this door handle is designed. This door's got a nice frame that goes the whole way around it. And there's my fingers for reference of how thick it is. Fake wood on the top. Has this nice bright piece here. Does nothing but just to color differentiate, really. It makes it look so much more classier with that on there. Material the door panels are made out of is this nice cloth-like material. Armrest as well as door handle to pull the door shut. This is door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window, and it operates like that. And it's literally like 2.5 cranks and it's up. Reminds me of a Rambler. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, this is the handbrake and or emergency brake. Clutch, brake, gas pedal. Taking a step back, just take a look at this interior. The seats are covered with this seat cover that I remember from childhood, and that's what the seat looks like underneath the seat cover. It's what the door sounds like shutting. Here's what over the hood impression looks like. Here's what first person over the hood impression looks like. Underneath the steering wheel there is adequate room. I have enough room to put my hand underneath the steering wheel. These steering wheel systems do not telescope or tilt. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Coolant temperature, amp meter, ignition, headlights, speedometer with odometer inside of it, oil pressure, gasoline gauge, panel lights, lighter, radio, heat and ventilation controls, fan, defrost. The lever right underneath it is for the cowl vent, clock. Up above, there are some sun visors, and they're pretty big. There's my hand for reference. Nice rear view mirror right there. Passenger has a sun visor as well. On to the glove box test. Here's our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. And notice this one locks. Look at how absolutely huge that glove box is. And that is why I show this, because a lot of times people don't realize how big these glove boxes are. Oh, look, it fits in there. No problem at all. Stick the GoPro in there as well. So look, it all fit. And it shuts. Getting in the rear seat, just fold the seat forward like that. Notice it pivots out of the way, allowing access to the rear. Here's what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a gander at the greenhouse. That is the pillar to glass ratio. It's really nice in this car. It feels really nice and airy. Visibility out the back light. Notice up on top, that is where the dome light is. And is controllable by this light switch here. There aren't any coat hooks on that side, nor on this side. There is a nice armrest down here. Over here, armrest, ashtray. The windows do go down back here, but they only go down about halfway, and that's what it looks like. This is what I look like in the back seat. It is very comfortable back here. I got tons of headroom. I could wear a top hat, stove top hat like Abe Lincoln, and I get it. That's what these cars were made for. Everybody wore a hat back then. Here is what my knee situation looks like. Dodge products Mopar products just had way more leg space back here. This is what the seat profile looks like. It's slightly reclined. The seat does dip down pretty drastically back here, but it's not as bad as, say, a mid-50s Ford. Getting into the trunk, this one's got 2 spare tires, both bias ply. This trunk is pretty big considering the size of the car. Coming to the under the hood section, the hood release is right here, and you push it off to the right and that pops it. There is a secondary catch and it's right here. You see that? And you pull it towards you. Oh, this hood's heavy. So taking a step back, this is as far as it goes up. Just take a look at how this hood is designed. 6-volt battery, 6-cylinder flathead engine with oil filter right here, generator down there. The horns are mounted up here. This nice box for ventilation. It's got the oil bath air cleaner. On the positive side, built solid, affordable, entry-level classic car. Loads of space in the rear seat, camera fits in the glove box, nice readable gauges, big trunk. This car could be used as a practical daily driver if you wanted to. Against it, stodgy in appearance, not much performance. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. Would you rather, and price doesn't matter, and these might not be in the same category of car, but what would you rather have? A 1950 Plymouth, or a 1950 Ford, or a 1950 Chevy, or a 1950 Studebaker Champion, or a 1950 Nash Rambler? In the comment section below. Now, totally random, would you rather, these are all micro cars too, by the way, would you rather have a Peel P50, or a BMW Isetta, or a Messerschmitt? All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me both the correct name of the band and song title. First person to do both correctly will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to talk to me, shoot me an email. All of that information will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all of the support. And until next time, here are some scenes. Actually, we don't have any scenes for our upcoming episode. It's going to air Thursday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. I wish I could fill you guys in on what's coming up next, but I haven't shot it yet. So until Thursday, toodaloo! When I was a boy, we used to play stickball.